Late actress Heather Locklear has the same size skull as this other female here. Heather's acute female Q angle initiates at her crotch line, illustrated and confirmed by this female skeleton overlay. We can also see the vertical depression from the iliac crest to the greater trochanter, indicating the absence of a higher set male hip joint. Striking a lower Q angle, from a point superior to the crotch line. Male's much longer femur and lower angle of quadriceps are re-illustrated and reconfirmed here. The large male in the foreground can also confirm dimorphism in the thigh bone length and Q angle. Heather's skull is clearly smaller than this other male here.
Girls' eyes are gazing, friendly and passive. Nature designed them this way so to draw, invite, and to maintain the male's eyes contact. Unless they're a woman-hating nutjob, then they just spread rumors she's a tranny. Observing this motion shot of Heather in a scene from Dynasty, we can clearly see Heather's wide hip structure and her acute female Q angle. Also noting the Q angle's initiation at the crotch line. Arcolla channel took the opportunity to compare Heather's skull to some males. Her skull is the average 10% smaller than actor Charlie Sheen. Heather's skull is also smaller than actor John Cryer. The male skull is larger, has a lower, sloping forehead, larger muscle attachment sites and smaller, squarer eye sockets. Incidentally, testosterone challenged disinformation spreader, quote, Mr. N. quote, he is the Invorder creep, telling people that Heather Locklear is a man.
Alright, well I got some bad news. Heather Locklear is a man. A tranny. A trans woman. A transsexual. Alright, this is a man, this is a tranny. Hard to believe at first. Stick with me, I will prove it to you.
Aw, for the love of crumb cake.
5'5" Heather has the same size skull as daughter, 5'3" Ava Sambora. Oh, but wait. Quote, Mr. End quote. He claims Ava is also a man. So, if you know someone resembling Ava here, then that is a man. Probably an NFL football player, because women are built to run, throw, and take brutal physical punishment in the fantasy world of the inverter cult. That's right. Quote, Mr. End quote. He says NFL quarterback Tom Brady is a woman, and also claims wife Giselle is a man. And this makes absolute sense. In the inverter cult, simply taking into account the large male cheekbones and the larger capacity frontal bone containing the larger male frontal lobe. The Arcolla channel is still waiting for the truth cult to graphically detail exactly how they shrink the skulls as well as the brains.
Not gonna happen, syrupity purple drawers, because they can't. Because it's total bullshit.
Further to Heather's female skull, there's the even thickness of her calves. her female pelvic structure and wide hips, ramping up to the curve in her spinal column. Only a low-life deceiver would say Heather is a man, and only a brainwashed fool would believe it.
Secondary to the pelvis, the skull is used to estimate sex, since the size of the male skull is larger than that of females, and its bony markers are more prominent and more robust than females. So, to iterate, the male skull is larger than the female skull.
Moreover, two females with normal bone growth, i.e. no acromegaly or growth hormone disorder, regardless of height, will invariably have the same size skulls. The insatiable Amazonian Les Dom Lauren Phillips stands at 5'10", while the much shorter but equally horny Alice Marchese stands at only 4'11". Nature made sure they both have the same size skull, containing the same size brains.
"5'6" actor Al Pacino has a larger skull than 5'9" actress Charlize Theron. Charlize also has a smaller skull than actor Keanu Reeves. Charlize has the same size skull as this shorter female.
There is no mistaking Charlize Theron has a small female skull. Wide female hips. The clearly wide hip structure indicates longer interischial distance, i.e. more interischial space, which clearly indicates a wide angle of subpubis. And this means a human that is able to provide the necessarily wide birth canal to expel a large-brained baby. The X-ray on the left is female. Note the dotted red areas. These are the angle of the subpubis and the pelvic brim. This section of the bony pelvis is the ischial tuberosity, the most telltale marker of the pubic arch. This structure ultimately allows the baby's head to pass from the birth canal safely. This is the sole reason for its wide-arching design. Why again does Charlize Theron have a wide hip structure and an acute Q angle? So why do creeps like New Age Slave say she's a man?
Bitches are triggered.
Are they just run-of-the-mill mental cases who've been rejected by women constantly because maybe they're unattractive? Actually, New Age Slave, this is a transvestite. You can see the big difference between a real transvestite and Charlize, a female. Charlize has the same size skull as 5'5" actress Kristen Stewart. Who has a smaller skull than this male here. As well as having the same size skull as 5'2" Anna Kendrick. Can the Truth Cult explain how this apparently unimportant skull shrinking is possible, fully taking into account the brain? We want the inverter cult to technically illustrate and prove how hormone blockers literally inhibit the growth of the male brain, as well as reprogramming this newly feminized brain to instruct and compel the masculine skull to not only grow to properly fit with no deformities or death, but also switch the female thinking processes. Look for more observations on our Arcolla channel.